Welcome back to Diligent Canine, and in this video I'm going to talk about backing up a prong collar and doing a sort of do-it-yourself dominant dog collar. That is the branded name for Learberg's product. Again, I'll link that because I think it's really good if you don't want to do it yourself. So if you are, you need your leash, you need your prong collar, and you need a slip line. So these are super cheap. You can find them lots of places for just a couple bucks. So, Teets. My dog here. Teets. All right. Okay. So the first thing you'll do is attach your prong collar. If you watch my video on collars, I talk about sizing the prong and where to connect it on your dog. That is where on their neck it should be, how snug it should be, and things like that. So once you've got that fitted, looks like there's a kink in here. So I can tell my dog is a little uncomfortable. He's not unused to this, so it something was a little twisted in there and it was more snug than it should have been. So you see that's much better. And I'm gonna take the slip lead and I'm gonna, see it's good. And I'm going to fold it in half, so I've got the looped end and the handled end together, so that's the two loops together, and those two loops are going to go into the clasp of my leash so that I have a huge loop here. And what I want to do with that huge loop is bring it through itself so that now I have a sliding loop. Okay. And that sliding loop will go over the dog's head, and this part is important. It should rest behind the pinch collar. Okay, so I'll slide it down, and ideally, if you wanted to play with the lengths, some of this slack should be taken out, so it might be shorter like this. You could put a knot in it, you could use a piece of webbing, whatever you want to do. This is you'll get the idea here though. So I'm going to take the clasp then and connect it to my pinch collar. And I want to make sure that all of that stays inside the clasp. So I've got the pinch collar, the handle end of the slip lead, and the loop end of the slip lead all in the clasp of my leash. So what happens here is that the slip line is the backup of the pinch collar, and it's important for this to work that you do have some slack here, and that the line going to the pinch collar is shorter, so that is where the correction is applied first. And then should the pinch collar fail, you still have the slip lead to control your dog. So you're walking along and the dog hits the end of the line and boom, the pinch collar comes off, but you still have control over your dog. I mentioned before that dogs can hurt themselves on choke chains or slip lines, but in this particular instance, for these example, I'm really worried about the safety of another dog or another animal or another person, something like that. So I would rather take my chances with a single isolated incident rather than perpetually relying on a tool that I know can hurt my dog when the sort of incidents are happening repetitively over and over again. So that is how you make your own backup for a pinch collar. I highly recommend it. As I said before, they are prone to coming undone, and unfortunately so right at the moment when you need them. So until next time, stay tuned, thanks for watching, and remain diligent.